Here's the Barca starting 11. Ter Stegen in goal, Semedo, Piqué, Lenglet and Jordi Alba at the back. In midfield, Busquets, Frenkie de Jong and Ivan Rakitic up front. Antoine Griezmann, Lionel Messi. 5 changes from the team that beat Valladolid last weekend. Remiro in goal, Gorosabel, Lenormand, Llorente and Monreal at the back. Guevara, Porto, Barrenechea, other... Barrenechea losing out. Busquets quick to find Messi. He's got Braithwaite outside him. Braithwaite into the area. Drives it low. It's blocked to the near post by Remiro. It's a corner and Braithwaite already asking the Barca fans to get behind the team.
3 things stand out there. Messi trusts him. He hasn't been releasing the ball to Griezmann like that for the last 6-7 games to Griezmann's concern. There's the pace, enough pace to get by his full-back, a shot on target. Yes, it's important that the fans are warming to him, that he runs. He has started running well ahead of schedule. Gave a big interview last week saying, don't listen to the doctors, which sometimes players are often stupid to say that, but I'll be back, Terminator style, before they believe it. Now that's rare, Simon, that's rare.
Well, Messi continuing. It looked to me as though the ball might have gone out. He cuts it back to Busquets. Messi, Remiro with the block. He wins a corner. And listen to the Camp Nou responding with enthusiasm to the effort put in by Lionel Messi. Well, kept it in play. And the chance of Messi ring around the ground. Onside because of the position.
But look at him, hands on thighs, puffing as if this is the 80th minute.
Waiting for a run from Semedo, which never really came. Returns it to Clement Lenglet, now Alba. Braithwaite.
Oh, super forward play.
And Messi side footing it just wide, but a lovely combination there on the left of the penalty area. And Braithwaite involved again. He seems to have a magnificent understanding of what's expected to him.
Exactly, that dead touch. He knows he's leaving it for De Jong. It's absolutely beautiful. And with De Jong running onto it, he supplies Messi in a way that's still a slightly un-Messi-like finish. We're so used to him being unerring from that distance.
Now De Jong.
He's got Alba, Simon. He's left it a long time before finding the Catalan.
Alba cuts it back to Messi. Messi with the right foot, not too far away.
It ends up a nice move, doesn't it? Because they're patient. What we're used to seeing is that type of overlap and the cut inside played at higher speed, but this is not a fully on-form Barcelona. The touch from Messi is enough. There aren't the usual cluster of players ready to close him down. Marino gets there but can't close it. That's his weaker foot. It looked closer from the other side, but it's
left than he would ideally like, but it is Lionel Messi.
You always warn me not to bet against him, don't you? You always do.
Well, Messi with the look in his eye. It's a perfect distance for him. 3 in the wall. Isaac, Porto and Odegaard. Up steps Messi. And headed away by the man who committed the foul, Mikel Merino. Semedo, not the greatest of balls to Jordi Alba, is forced to play it willy-nilly back to Ter Stegen. Sends it long with the left foot, flicked on by Busquets, intercepted by Lenormand. Isaac wide. Barrenechea.
That's awful. If Imanol has any doubts about who he's going to change for Roy Atharabal, that should settle it. That was a terrible use of the ball, absolutely woeful. When Isaac, having given it, was begging, and that's a lovely tactical setup. I don't think we've ever seen such a cluster of bodies.
Semedo does well. Braithwaite back to Messi. De Jong leaves it for Alba. Alba's cross. Griezmann up for it. It might fall for Griezmann yet. Messi's there. Just not quite coming down for the Argentine. And he's claiming for a corner, but it's not going to be given in his favour. And there are problems for Diego Llorente.
Just back after a long time out too.
Here's Alba's cross.
This is the moment where
Griezmann does really well here.
I thought he was going to try for an overhead kick. It might not have been possible.
Well, again, it's well defended, really, isn't it?
Bodies everywhere, absolutely agree.
And I think Llorenti's okay.
I think the referee's got it right too.
Yeah. They just have fallen awkwardly on his right wrist there. Diego Llorente finds Messi. Messi between the lines there. Semedo having to slightly change his direction to collect the pass. Supported here by Rakitic. Now Messi through the middle to Braithwaite and De Jong. Messi gets on the end of the return ball. Griezmann, and what a save from Alex Remiro. Rakitic's hand goes to his head. He struck that firmly, and Alex Remiro with a fine save. It will be a corner for Barcelona.
Comedy of errors where the two players get in each other's way. Griezmann does the right thing.
To Alba. Semedo, good control. Lovely turn. Griezmann over the top towards Piqué, headed away by Lenormand. Now Messi. Piqué into the hands of Alex Remiro. Rakitic to Messi. Griezmann with him. Back to Rakitic, a little back healer to Messi. Here's Messi. Alba! And on the far post, Rakitic couldn't make it. I got the sense there, Graham, that Jordi Alba hesitated and doubted between the shot and the cross to the far post.
It's the first time we've seen this flowing play, including Messi, look so beautiful for many weeks. And at this stage, I think Alba reckons that Messi's going to curl it into Remiro's right-hand post. And yes, he's not entirely sure what he's doing, but I think it's because Messi
will be kicking themselves for not having broken the deadlock there, just losing his balance as he slid in for that one.
It's a lesson in why not to read everything into stats, because Piqué is asking for that as a penalty. The referee talked to him about it and waved him away, but you're right, VAR may come in and look at that.
Well, I suspect this is why we're seeing this replay, VAR. And the referee is going to have a look, and it's going to be a penalty, Graham.
It's
going to be a penalty. It's clearly handball in the penalty area.
He's leading in a way that I don't see it as completely unnatural. His face is turned, he can't see the ball, and he's leaping for it. If it's a penalty, you won't argue. But is there any degree of intent there? No. And is his arm in an unnatural position? No.
Well, Melero Lopez from the VAR operation room has called Martinez Munuera's attention to this one.
Yeah,
it's Lenormand, and I think he's having a very close look at it.
Eyes down, head down, leaning in to head it.
What's the decision going to be? Just to let everybody know, penalty. Gorosabel reacts next to referee Martinez, but quite frankly, I think that's the only decision he can take. Lenormand obviously disappointed.
The arm's in play, it deflects the ball. You can argue Piqué might have come onto it. I have no complaints. I'd only point out that in the old days before the classification, where are your arms, unnatural position, not every handball is a penalty. In the old days, that would have been an absolute easy decision, like you called it, penalty every time. The law now allows for a little bit of leeway. The referee sees it completely clearly. Piqué saw it first, he called to the referee, he said, leave me alone, let VAR advise me. Now Messi has this chance.
Well, what an opportunity, the referee having words with Alex Remiro. Despite Messi's experience, it's a huge moment for him. He's looking very cool. Has a look. And with all the calm you would ever desire, Leo Messi chips it into the back of the net to finally break the deadlock with 10 minutes to go and put Barcelona in front and back on top of La Liga table. It's Barcelona 1, Real Sociedad 0. Leo Messi the scorer. 10 minutes to go.
I love the way you described it. It was a little golf chip from the bunker onto the green. Not a lot of power, judges which height, that's really important. It's a height just above where Ramiro can get it. It's curling just about into the side panel. I think Ramiro will have felt the breath of the ball going over his outstretched left hand, maybe even a tiny touch of the rubber on the front of his gloves. Messi scores, Ramiro doesn't get there, the referees intervene, VAR works. Barcelona get off the hook a little bit, I have to tell you.
Well, they certainly do, but